Okay, so we're diving into something pretty cool today, something a lot of people are trying to wrap their heads around, how to really make AI work for you.
Yeah, it's everywhere these days, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm.
And we're going deep on a session called Prompting for Real Estate Agents by this Santa Clarita realtor, Connor MacIvor.
Sounds pretty niche.
It might sound like it, but trust me, this is for everyone, not just
Oh,
realtors.
so.
Because
Yeah.
we're going to pull out these core strategies for like talking to AI, getting it to do what you want.
Right, right. Like giving it clear instructions.
Yes. It's called prompt engineering. And it's like, how do you like unlock the real potential of this tech, whether you're in real estate or, running a bakery or whatever.
I'm all ears.
Our intel here is coming straight from Connor's session. We got his agenda, slides, even his notes, so it's really hands-on stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Straight from the source. So, like, what's the big takeaway for our listeners? Like, why should they care about this prompt engineering?
Because it's all about like becoming this AI whisperer, getting it to produce super tailored results, not just that generic stuff you see everywhere.
So it's about going beyond the basic, like, write me a poem and getting something truly useful.
Exactly. It's about controlling the output, making it work for your specific goals. So let's break it down. What is prompt engineering?
Lay it on me.
Connor calls it the art of, well, crafting instructions for an AI, like really specific questions. It's about guiding the AI to give you those golden nuggets, the responses you're actually looking for.
Okay, so you got to be precise.
Super precise. Like imagine asking a person a question, the clearer you are, the better the answer, right?
Makes sense.
And you know what? You're probably already doing a version of this when you like type a long detailed search into Google or tell your smart speaker exactly what you want.
Right, right. You got to be specific with those two.
Exactly. But now we're talking about taking that to the next level, being really strategic with those prompts to like unlock the true power of AI.
Okay, so I'm starting to see why this matters. But why is it so important, especially for someone in, say, real estate?
Well, Connor highlights a few huge EE benefits, and honestly, they apply to pretty much anyone. Like, first off, it's a massive time saver.
Everyone loves saving time.
Right. Imagine instantly whipping up these amazing listing descriptions, killer social media posts, or even those perfectly polished emails like, all thanks to AI.
That would free up so much time.
So much time. And the quality of what you produce, that goes up too.
How so?
Because these precise prompts, they help the AI to create this really well-written, professional, and on-brand stuff.
Oh, I see. So it's not just about speed, it's about getting high-quality results.
Exactly. And that consistent brand voice, right. That's super key for building trust, getting people to recognize you.
Yeah, absolutely. Consistency is key. And, like, does this give you some kind of edge?
Totally. Connor talks about this competitive advantage, and it makes sense. More and more people are using AI, right? But knowing how to really direct it, how to give those laser-focused instructions, that's what sets you apart. It's like having this super efficient assistant who never sleeps as long as you tell it exactly what to do.
Love that.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the nitty-gritty. How do you actually create these effective prompts?
Okay, so Connor lays out these like fundamental principles. And the first one, it seems simple, but it's so powerful. Be specific. Don't be vague. Don't just tell it to, write about a house. Tell it exactly what you want and in what format.
Okay, be specific. What else?
Give it context. The more background you give the AI, the better it understands what you're trying to achieve. Tell it about the property, who your target audience is, why you need this piece of content. Like feed it all the raw material it needs to cook up something awesome.
Okay, so context is key.
Okay.
Anything else?
Tone and style are super important. Do you want it to be super friendly and approachable or more formal and professional, maybe luxurious and sophisticated, or just straight up informative? The more you define the voice, the better the AI can match it.
Right, because different situations call for different tones.
Exactly. And lastly, set those limits. Tell it if you have a word count in mind, if you need bullet points, or any other specific formatting. He gave this great example, contrasting a vague prompt like, write about a house to something way more specific, like write a 3-sentence Instagram post about a 2-bedroom condo in downtown LA, highlighting its rooftop view in a fun and engaging tone.
Yeah, the second one is way more
It's
specific.
way more helpful, right? And Connor really drives this home with a real estate example, comparing a bad prompt with a good one.
Hit me with it.
So a weak prompt would be like, need a listing description for 123 Main Street. It's just not giving the AI anything to work with.
It's like, sure, I can write about a house, but what about it?
Exactly. But then he gives this much better version. Create a compelling 150-word listing description for 123 Main Street, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Santa Clarita. Highlight the new kitchen, spacious backyard, and proximity to top schools. Tone, friendly yet professional.
Just by adding those details, the length, the features, the location, the tone, you're giving the AI a roadmap.
That's so much better, yeah. So it's less about being a tech whiz and more about being a clear communicator.
Totally. And, to really structure this whole prompting thing, Connor has this framework called TCREI. It's a 5-step process for crafting killer prompts.
TCREI, okay, I'm listening.
So T stands for task. What do you actually want the AI to do? Write a post, summarize a document, brainstorm ideas, draft an email. You got to be super clear on the action you need.
Okay, T for task. Makes sense. Let's see.
C is for content or context. This is where you feed the AI all the juicy details. For a listing description, you tell it about the property's features, location, the ideal buyer, the whole shebang.
So it has all the background info. Right. Then R is for resources. This is about giving the AI tools to work with. Market stats, a similar listing description, a piece of your own marketing you want it to adapt. You can even paste in text and say, rewrite this in a different style.
Oh, that's interesting. So it can work with existing materials.
Exactly. Then comes E, which stands for evaluate. Once the AI spits something out, you got to check it. Does it meet your needs? Is it accurate? Is the tone right? You can't just blindly trust the AI. You got to use your own judgment.
Okay, evaluate. What should people look out for when they're evaluating?
Look for factual errors, language that sounds off-brand, or if it missed something important you put in the prompt. Also, does it actually do what you asked it to do? Sometimes the AI might write something nice, but it's not actually hitting the mark.
Right, it's got to fulfill the task at hand.
Totally. And the last step is I for iterate. Prompt engineering is a process. If the first draft isn't perfect, you refine your prompt, ask follow-up questions, get it closer to what you need. Maybe you want it shorter, more persuasive, or with a specific call to action.
So it's about tweaking and refining until you get it right.
Exactly. Now, TCREI is great, but Connor also has this more like real estate-y way to remember the steps. He calls it house.
Okay, house. I like it. How's that work?
So H is for have a clear goal, which is basically the same as task in TCREI. You got to know what you want before you even start.
Goal setting is crucial.
Right. O is for offer context and details, just like context in TCREI. Think of it like building a house. You need that solid foundation of information.
Okay, I'm following you. What about you?
U is for use relevant data resources, which links to resources in TCREI. These are the building blocks the AI uses to build its response.
Okay, so what kind of resources would be good here?
For real estate, think market stats, descriptions from other listings, even stuff from the MLS they want to highlight.
So feed it the good stuff.
Yes. Then S is for specify the style and format, which is basically defining the tone, just like in the basic principles and TCREI.
Okay, so keep the tone consistent. Got it.
And finally, E is evaluate the result, just like in TCREI. You got to inspect that finished product. And then, of course, there's the idea of iterating to improve it, which takes us back to that I in TCREI.
Nice. I like that it ties back to the real estate world.
Right. So now that we know how to craft these prompts, Connor gets into the nitty-gritty of using AI in real estate.
So practical applications.
Yes. And remember, these ideas, they apply to tons of different fields and tasks. Let's start with listing descriptions.
Okay, so that crucial first impression.
Exactly. Instead of just listing features, you can use AI to craft these engaging stories that really sell the property, like targeting specific buyers.
Like, this house is perfect for families who love to barbecue.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or this condo is ideal for young professionals looking for a downtown vibe. You give the AI the details and tell it who you're trying to reach.
Makes sense. What about social media?
Oh, that's a big one. Connor talks about how keeping up with all the platforms is a huge time suck.
It really is.
But AI can help you whip up captions, post ideas, even hashtags. He even gives a sample prompt. Write an Instagram caption for a just sold post, make it sound excited, and use a house emoji and a hashtag for Santa Clarita.
So it helps overcome that blank page syndrome.
Totally. And this idea applies to any product or service you're marketing, not just real estate.
Right, because everyone's on social media these days. What about email marketing?
Another great use case, AI can help you draft newsletters, create those drip campaigns that keep people engaged, even write personalized follow-up emails. You give it the key info and bam, professional email ready to go.
So you can stay in touch with your network without spending hours writing emails.
Exactly. And this could be huge for anyone in sales or customer service.
Lovely. What about, like, attracting local clients?
Oh, that's where AI-powered local SEO content comes in. Think blog posts about neighborhoods, market updates, info about local events. Connor gives an example. Write a 500-word blog post about the benefits of living in your city. Mention the best schools, parks, and upcoming events. This kind of stuff can really drive traffic to your website no matter what business you're in.
Yeah, that hyper-local content is gold.
Yeah.
And what about, like, following up with leads? That's got to be a big one, especially in sales.
Huge. And AI can help you craft those personalized responses after open houses or when someone reaches out. A prompt like, draft a friendly follow-up email to someone who came to my open house at 123 Main Street, thank them, and offer to answer any questions, can save you so much time.
While still being professional and timely. So it's interesting how all these different applications, they all come back to that core skill of writing really clear and specific prompts.
Exactly. It's the foundation of everything. And to give us a real-world example of this in action, Connor talks about this platform called scvleads.com. It's like an AI-powered marketing machine specifically for real estate.
Tell me more about it.
So one of the cool things is that it can automatically create these amazing listing presentations and even single property websites just from the basic listing info.
No way. So
No.
it takes the data and turns it into, like, marketing materials.
Yeah, it's like magic, saves agents a ton of time and effort.
That's incredible. Is that all it does?
Oh, no, there's more. It also handles social media. It can create posts for different stages of a listing, when it's new, when there's an open house, when it's sold. It's all about keeping that consistent presence without having to manually write everything.
It's like having an AI social media manager.
Pretty much. And one of the coolest features is the automated lead follow-up.
Oh, tell me about that.
It can draft these emails and texts to keep those potential buyers engaged, even when the agent's super busy.
So it's like having an AI assistant nurturing those leads.
Exactly. So as we wrap this up, what are the key takeaways from all this?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that mastering this prompt engineering thing, especially using frameworks like TCREI and House, it's really the key to unlocking the power of AI. It's about learning how to talk to the machine, being clear, specific, and giving it context. When you do that, you can save a ton of time, get better quality content, and really stand out from the crowd.
Totally. It's about being deliberate. Don't just expect AI to read your mind. Take the time to craft those prompts and you'll get way better results.
Absolutely. And this leads to a thought for our listeners. How can you apply these same principles of clear communication to other parts of your life? Just like a good prompt gets a good response from AI, clear instructions and goals can lead to better outcomes in your relationships, your work, everything. What's something you could approach with more structure and clarity today? It's about recognizing that this power of communication, it goes way beyond just talking to AI.
Food for thought. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
See you then.